All right, so again, we're here with my 2010 Volkswagen GTI, and today we're going to mess around with the interior a little bit, and we're going to use our Xtrax fabric cleaner, specifically run through one of our Xtrax machines. Like I said, this interior's got like 100,000 miles on it plus, and if you can see, this has not been cleaned probably ever, and it's actually almost like shiny and greasy, which it shouldn't be. So we're going to do a nice before and after here. So we're going to leave this side alone. We'll clean this whole side of the seat. Once we've done that, I'll run the Xtrax machine again just to pull everything out of it, and we'll go from there. I'm not going to spot clean anything on this one. We're just going to kind of spray it down. We'll let it soak in. I've got a brush here. It's not the brush I really want to use, but it's the brush I have right now. So we're going to use this brush today and just gently scrub it down, and then we'll pull everything back out with the Xtrax machine. So it's not just spray on, pull out. You should either at least let it dwell for a little bit, a couple minutes, then suck it back out. And when you do stuff like this, make sure you move handles around on the sides of the seats, or pick it up and roll it forward so you get in the weird spots, so you don't have like a really clean seat section in the middle, and then obvious lines where you didn't clean. That drives people crazy. And there's nothing like spending some money to have a job done and then seeing the inside of the seats still all dirty and gross. So it's going to be a little bit hard to hear potentially because I've got this machine running right behind me, but what we'll do is we'll just, like I said, I'm going to spray this out real quick. We'll scrub it, let it dwell. I may even spray a little bit more on it just to lift out all the dirt that we've put on there after initially pulling it off. So I'll kind of talk about it as I go through it, because the goal is not to wet this down so much that you take some of the dirt and grime and bury it into the seat, especially if you've got a smell. This is our Xtrax, which carries that Xtrax smell. It's really nice. It leaves the car smelling really clean. It's not overbearing by any means. So we don't want to bury anything into the seats. The goal is to pull things out of it. So you don't want to soak this thing, especially with all the new electronics that are in these. You never know. So let's get started. I'm going to kick the pump on and the vacuum. And I'm just going to spray this side. I'm going to try not to cross over, but I'm sure I'll get a little bit over there. Another helpful hint is when you're done with your attachments, when you're running it on an Xtrax machine, make sure that you run like some water through them or something, clean out your tank, run some fresh water through them. Otherwise, whatever it is that you're using to clean with is going to get hard inside here and block up the tips and all the passageways. And every time you go to use it, you're going to actually be cleaning it out, and it's a waste of time. All right. So that's all been preheated, by the way. So that's nice warm water that we put on there. And I'm just going to take this and kind of work around. This is not the ideal brush to be doing this, but for the sake of science, we're going to keep going. You can also pre-spot with the Xtrax, but what you'll want to do is put it into a spray bottle, and you can dilute it like 1 to 10, for a heavier soiled area. And you can let it sit there for about 5 minutes, and obviously you're going to work it a little bit like we're doing right now. And that's a great way to kind of attack those heavier spots before you even come in with the Xtrax machine, and spray it out like this. So, just kind of a helpful hint. All right. So, clean up some of this. If you can't tell, I have a dog. Let's suck it out now and see what we get. There's your before and after, just from doing that quick job. Obviously we can go back and we can do more depending on how much we need, but you can see immediate results. But you can really see the difference here. This side of the seat actually still has like a gloss to it because there's so much dirt, grime, and grease on it. And here we're actually starting to see the pattern re-emerge, and it looks really nice. So, you know, it's kind of one of those things that if somebody's got a car, you know, and they've just bought it and it's new to them and they want to put a little bit of money into it, cleaning it, this is definitely something that's worth doing. You know, for a regular recon, most of you guys do it on a day-to-day basis, so you know all about it anyways. But you know, for some of the end user customers out there, they don't know that this kind of service is always available. There's always people asking, and this is definitely something that when you go to your local detailer or you go to your dealership, it's something that I would ask for. You know, especially if you've got, you know, kids, dogs, animals, your car gets dirty all the time because you got a dirty job. You know, this is a great thing to have done to really bring some life back into your car. All right, so you kind of saw before here, I think it was an oil stain, and you can kind of tell that it looks like there's definitely been some oil and grease on here. So I grabbed Instant Out and kind of just spot treated this area, scrubbed it gently, and it came out really nice. Now these seats are faded a little bit, they're older, it happens, everybody knows it, but this is what I used. It's just our Instant Out aerosol, and it's really, really great for removing, you know, like an oil stain or something like that. So just kind of know what it is that you're working with. That way it makes it easier, quicker, faster, and less expensive because you're not throwing all the products in your cabinet at it. You know what to go to right off the rip. All right, so now we're going to peel this back, and I am going to finish the seat off because I don't want to drive around with it half and half. But this will give you kind of a nice before and after. So I'm pretty happy with this at this point. To follow it up, you know, after it's dried, I'll spray this with fabric protectant, and you know, that'll help it keep any waters or stains or anything from really getting into the seat. It'll protect it for a while. You know, if you have to reapply, it's as simple as spraying it on top and letting it dry. So we'll cover that at another later time. You know, if you have any questions or anything, by all means, shoot them over to us and we'll get right back to you. Other than that, have a nice weekend. We'll talk to you later.